Part 1. When we met. We met in high school. Not the dramatic love at first sight story. It was quieter than that. She sat behind me in sophomore year English, always tapping her pencil, always humming songs I didn't know. One day, she leaned forward and said, "You smell like old books. I like that." I remember turning red. I was the shy kid, never the type girls noticed. But she saw me. We became friends. Late night texts, sharing headphones on the bus, doodling in each other's notebooks. Slowly, it became something more. Part 2. The innocence of it all. Our first kiss was behind the school library, after she recited a line from some poem I pretended to know. It wasn't perfect. It was awkward and fast, and my hands were shaking. But when I pulled back, she was smiling like I was the only person in the world. We weren't just in love, we were in first love. The kind where you truly believe nothing will ever break it. The kind that's stupid and intense and pure in a way adult love rarely is. We wrote each other letters. Like actual, handwritten letters. I still have some of them. I can't bring myself to throw them away. Part 3. College broke us. We got accepted into colleges in different cities, 300 miles apart. We promised it wouldn't change anything. We were naive. The first few months, we called every night, shared photos, visited on weekends. But the distance started pulling at us. Slowly, quietly, I started joining clubs. She got busy with theater. The calls became less frequent, the visits more strained. Then came the night she cried on the phone and said, "I don't want to keep holding you back. I don't want to be held back either." We didn't fight. We didn't scream. We just ended, with a long pause and a quiet, "I'll always love you." And that was it. Part 4. The ghost of her. Years passed. I dated other people. Even fell in love once. Almost proposed. But every now and then, I'd dream of Maya. And every time I'd hear a certain song, the one she used to hum, I'd freeze. Like a ghost had walked through me. I never reached out. I wanted to. God, I wanted to. But I was scared I'd ruin whatever memory we had left. That I'd see her happy with someone else and realize I was just a chapter in her story, while she was the whole damn book in mine. Part 5. I saw her again. Last year I saw her. By accident. I was back in my hometown for a friend's wedding. I stopped by our old school, just on a whim. And there she was, standing near the entrance, with a little girl beside her. Her daughter, I guess. She didn't see me. I could have called out. I could have said something. But I didn't. I just stood there, frozen, watching the woman I once loved, now a mother, smiling down at her child. She looked happy. And in that moment, I felt a strange mix of joy and heartbreak. Part 6. What first love really means. People say first love is just practice. That it's immature, fleeting, childish. I disagree. First love is the rawest, truest form of love, untainted by bitterness or divorce or heartbreak. It's the first time you give someone your everything without knowing how dangerous that is. Maya was my first love. And even though I haven't seen her in over a decade, she still lives in some small corner of my heart. Not in a way that hurts anymore. Just in a way that reminds me what it's like to feel something so deeply, it leaves an echo that never fully fades. Part 7. The girl after Maya. After Maya, I dated someone named Clara. She was kind, patient, good for me. But I wasn't good for her. I kept comparing everything. How she laughed. How she held my hand. How she said, "I love you." I never told her about Maya, but I think she knew. She once said, "You love someone who's not here. I can't compete with a memory." And she was right. We broke up after a year. I didn't cry. I just felt empty. Like I had tried to replace a song I knew by heart with one I didn't understand. Part 8. The Letter I Never Sent. 3 years ago, I wrote Maya a letter. I poured everything into it. Pages of everything I never said, from the day we broke up to the day I saw her again outside our old school. I even wrote, "You were the chapter that taught me how to read love." I sealed it, put a stamp on it, even walked to the mailbox. But I didn't send it. I still have it. It's in the top drawer of my desk. Sometimes I reread it and wonder what would have happened if I had mailed it. Would she have replied? Ignored it? Called me? Or maybe she would have cried? I guess I'll never know. Part 9. My dreams still know her. It's strange. I don't think about her every day, but I dream about her at least once a month. And not always romantically. Sometimes we're just sitting in a park, or in the old school cafeteria, or walking down a city street, not saying a word. In the dreams, she always smiles, like she knows something I don't. One time, I asked her, "Why are you always here?" And she answered, "Because you never really let me go." I woke up crying. Part 10. Her name came up. A few months ago, I was at a dinner with some old high school friends. Someone casually said, "Remember Maya? I think she lives in Chicago now. Married, I think. 2 kids." I smiled. I said, "Good for her." Inside, I don't know what I felt. Pride? Regret? Relief? All of it. It's weird hearing her name out loud after so long. Like it didn't belong to me anymore. Like it never really did. Part 11. I wrote a song about her. I'm not a musician. Not really. But during lockdown, I bought a cheap guitar and started teaching myself. One night, I just started playing. I didn't know the chords. Didn't care. The words came naturally. You were 17 and sunlight slash. I was silence wrapped in skin slash. We were stars without a compass slash. Trying not to cave in. I never showed it to anyone. But it's the truest thing I've ever written. Part 12. A Box of Memories. Last year, I moved apartments. While packing, I found a shoebox I hadn't opened in years. Inside, one of her letters. A dried flower she once gave me. A photo booth strip of us from 2009. A movie ticket stub from our first real date. A tiny folded note that said, "I love you more than Thursdays." Inside joke. I sat there on the floor, holding that note, and whispered, "I hope you kept something too." I don't know if she did, but I like to think she did. Part 13. A Message Request. 2 weeks ago, I got a message request on Instagram. It was from someone named Emily. The name meant nothing at first. Then I opened it. "Hi. I don't know if you remember me, but I'm Maya's cousin. I saw your name come up on a Facebook memory and thought I'd say hi. Maya and I used to talk about you. A lot." My heart dropped. I stared at the screen for an hour before replying. "Of course I remember. Is she okay?" She replied, "She's good. Still stubborn. Still brilliant. She told me you were the kindest boy she ever knew." I didn't respond after that. I couldn't. But I haven't deleted the message either. Part 14. The Quiet Realization. I used to think Maya was the one that got away. But maybe she was exactly who she was meant to be. The one who showed me what love could be. Not every love story is supposed to last forever. Some are just supposed to teach us. Shape us. Leave a mark so deep, you never forget what it meant to be seen that clearly, that fully, even just once. Part 15. I'm letting go, but not forgetting. I'm not writing this because I want to get back in touch. I'm writing this because I'm finally letting go. Not in anger, not in sorrow, just in peace. I'll always love who Maya was to me, but I don't need her to be who I am now. And if, someday, she stumbles upon this story, I hope she smiles. I hope she knows she mattered. Some people pass through your life like a storm. She passed through like sunlight. Alternate ending, Part 16, We met again. It was completely unexpected. A mutual friend, someone I hadn't spoken to in years, was getting married. I almost didn't go. It was far, I was tired, and part of me didn't want to be surrounded by old ghosts. But I went. Halfway through the reception, I stepped outside for air. The music was loud. The drinks were warm. I just needed a moment. And there she was. Maya, standing by the tree line. Same nervous stance. Same tilted head. Same eyes I hadn't seen in over a decade. For a second, neither of us moved. It was like the world hit pause. Then she smiled. "You still smell like old books." My chest tightened. I laughed. It was the same thing she said the first time we spoke, 15 years ago. 15 years. Part 17. A conversation that felt like home. We talked. Not like strangers. Not like exes. Like two people who had once been everything to each other, and somehow remembered how to speak that language again. She told me about her life. She was divorced now. 2 kids. Teaches drama at a high school. I told her about my writing, my quiet life, my guitar. We sat on a bench just outside the venue and talked for over an hour. Laughed at old inside jokes we thought we'd forgotten. Shared silences that didn't feel awkward. Then she said, "I thought about messaging you so many times, but I didn't want to interrupt your life." I looked at her and said, "You never left it." Part 18. We didn't kiss. No dramatic music. No slow motion hug. We didn't kiss. We didn't make promises. We didn't pretend we were 17 again. We just sat. 2 grown people with history between them and soft smiles on their faces. When the night ended, she gave me a note. Just a folded napkin from the bar, scribbled in her handwriting. "You were never just a memory." I still have it. Part 19. What happens next? A week later, we met for coffee. Then again. Then again. We're not rushing. We're not trying to rebuild what we had. That version of us is gone, and maybe that's okay. Now we're just learning each other all over again. No pressure. No pain. Just 2 people, sitting across from each other, realizing that some things never really end. They just wait for the right moment to begin again. Part 20. Maybe this is love too. First love is wild and dizzying and unforgettable. But this quiet, grounded, patient thing we're building now, maybe this is love too. Not the kind that burns you to the ground. The kind that keeps you warm after all the fires have gone out. And honestly, that might be even better.